Our daily meditation practice started out of necessity. We had to turn our lives around.
But after just 30 days, we'd seen significant results.
My general anxiety level is brought down.
I feel refreshed.
It was a no-brainer for us to continue for 90 days and see if all our dreams could come true.
Look at you guys. What?
It's in our human nature to deeply hope for profound changes in our lives.
Amazing view to work on manifesting joy, abundance, health, happiness.
So how did we manifest our dreams? Now, we've only been here for a couple days, but I've got to adventure out a little bit, and Mela hasn't, so I can't wait to take her out to show her some of the views in this park.
So the first 30 days of the challenge, we were camped out on the Gulf Coast of Texas. And the challenge was basically to meditate for 20 minutes every day to the sound of ocean waves. And if weather didn't permit, we'd do it inside, still to the sound of waves.
So as we mentioned, the results amazed us. And if you missed the video and want to learn more about the science behind meditation and brain neuroplasticity or the effects of ocean waves, go back and watch that video after this one. But we had learned that the biggest changes happen after about 80 days.
Our lives were completely turned around in just 30 days. So we thought, what's going to happen to us if we continue this for like 90 days or 120 days or the rest of our lives?
But we knew that things were going to change because our lives were going to change as we started traveling again and left the Gulf Coast. So we're just kind of walking around the park doing our daily meditation.
So nice to be back in the trees.
It really was, I don't know, kind of a profound moment for me. Getting back into the woods, I was like, yes, I'm gonna be back in the woods. You gotta just get out and look for the magic.
My God, this is an amazing view.
I know, that's why I want to be here. I knew you would be excited about this spot.
So beautiful. The water contrasted with the green, and then you've got the snowy mountains. Ah,
It's amazing. Every time you turn a corner here, there's another incredible view.
I can't wait to go paddleboard down there. We can paddleboard, right? They
Yeah.
allow it?
Yep.
Yes. But not all the changes were good, and it was the start of a lesson that would really transform this challenge for us. It's not working already, and we just started the second month.
I think we skipped one day in the past 10,
It was 2 days.
was 2?
Yeah.
but 8 out of 10 ain't bad. That's still a B+, isn't it?
I think what we've run into is during our 30-day meditation challenge, our life was pretty chill at the beach. Now things have changed for us, and we've got that YouTuber schedule that is all over the place, traveling more, activities and filming, and this is where our days and weeks get really messy and there's no structure. That's when we don't fit our meditation in.
We're still pushing it more as a priority though.
I think we have to figure out how to deal with the fact that this is our life, and it makes it so easy when you're like, okay, this is the time to meditate, and you just show up and you do it. But when your schedule is so all over the place, it just makes it challenging. I'm gonna have to schedule it in, which sounds kind of making it complicated. You disagree?
Yeah, I do.
What's your solution?
Sometimes you can't do it every single day, and that has to be okay. I've been driving around Austin and people just fly through here. It's a little stressful, but not nearly as stressful for me as it was in the past. So I take that as a sign that my base level stress is still lower. I think we're going in the right direction.
I still want to adhere to the challenge. I don't want to slowly deteriorate because I'm not figuring out how to make it work.
If you're that serious about it, you have to make other sacrifices.
I have meditated at night sometimes while you're asleep.
Great, then you can count those towards your 2 days you missed. And now you got 10
I was
days.
just being nice saying we both missed 2 days.
After a hectic week of work in Austin, we headed out to Texas wine country in hopes of getting back on track. We got to be tourists this week in Fredericksburg and have a slightly more relaxed schedule. The town was founded by German settlers in 1846.
Although Don clearly doesn't understand how to put the camera down and turn off work mode, we both really enjoyed learning more about the German pioneers who lived here. Guten Tag. I don't know how you say wie geht's? Answers. Gut, danke. Good, thank you.
But we did get back on track, and our Boondockers Welcome campsite offered the perfect quiet trails for walking meditation.
Days after I shared my frustrations in us not fitting in meditation every single day, I had a bad dream. And to try and get myself back to sleep, I decided to put on a guided meditation, one that I go to regularly if I can't sleep. And when I opened up the meditation app, the very first thing that came up was called The Magic of Life. And I don't know, I just decided to click on that instead. It was about being very in tune with your body because the answers are all inside of you. And if you're feeling angry or frustrated, there's a teaching in that. Your body's trying to show you that you have something to learn. And I realized that my frustration over us not fitting our meditation in isn't about perfection. The teaching is just like Don's big epiphany from our month-long meditation challenge.
If I want my life to be easier, I should simplify it.
If we can't fit in 20 minutes a day for meditation, then we haven't simplified our lives enough. And we have taken actions, and they've been great actions, but now that we're back to working and filming and our schedule is much more full, we need to rethink some other things, I think. I think we need to sit down and figure out other ways we can simplify our lives, because I think we can find those 20 minutes every day.
Look out here, guys. What? Look at that baby gal.
We started making our way out of Texas. Spring had arrived, as well as our sense of hope for a fruitful season. But if you've been following along, you'll remember we arrived in Las Cruces, New Mexico with some bus trouble.
We're just a couple miles away now, but we're stuck in Third, and this is the longest, 3-mile drive, I feel like, of our life. We just arrived in Las Cruces, New Mexico, and I was hoping that after a few travel days of getting here, we'd be able to just sit down and kind of look at our lives and figure out, okay, what ways can we simplify things? But on the way here, we had shifting problems with the bus. And you've probably already seen the video where we go through the problem. But right now, in this moment, so you know where we're at, figuring out how to simplify our lives is not the priority in this time. But we decided that what we can do in the meantime, as we get through this, is in our meditations to work on manifesting joy, abundance, health, happiness, and that if we are in a good place, in a good mindset, that we will attract good things back to us. And I'm feeling really good about it. There's always going to be problems in your life, and there is a problem, but I think we're in the right place to get the problem fixed. And I'm feeling okay about it all. And I do really think that that's because someone needs attention over here. I do think that if you are in a positive mindset and you can get your head in that kind of place, that you will attract that good energy back, because we are all energy. I am energy. The couch over here is energy. This table is energy. And our connections with other people is energy.
So whether you pray to a god or blow out a candle or wish on a shooting star, it's in our human nature to deeply hope for profound changes in our lives.
And at this point you might be wondering, kind of like we were, is there any actual proof that manifestation works? The law of attraction is a philosophy suggesting that your thoughts bring similar experiences into your life. It's based on the idea that like attracts like, and that by focusing on positive thoughts, a person can bring positive experiences into their life.
Advocates of the law of attraction claim that it can be used to manifest anything from personal goals, dreams, to wealth, health, and relationships. Critics, however, argue that it lacks scientific evidence and can promote a simplistic view of life where negative experiences are blamed for one's thoughts. And while there's no hard evidence on the laws of attraction, there are years of research on the power of positive thinking. In his best-selling book, The Power of Positive Thinking, Norman Vincent Peale shows how a positive mindset can transform your life. Peale offers practical techniques like affirmations, visualizations, and faith to overcome obstacles and achieve success.
Research supports these ideas, including a Harvard study that found that optimistic women live longer and healthier lives. And Johns Hopkins research suggests a positive outlook can reduce the risk of coronary events.
Positive thinking is linked to better stress management, enhanced psychological health, and a longer lifespan. Overall, while positive thinking can offer significant benefits, it's essential to balance it with realism and address negative emotions constructively.
Even though I've had so many experiences in my life that I could attribute to positive thinking, I was still feeling kind of skeptical. As we've been trying out this manifestation in our meditation, I realize I've come to this conflict, and I'm sure a lot of people have this conflict. Growing up, I always felt there was this kind of intuition about manifesting things, and so many times in my life, I feel, I guess, like a gratitude and thankfulness, and whatever I was kind of hoping for would emerge and greet me in my pathway. But as I've grown older and got a little grayer, there's been a term that goes around a lot about magical thinking, kind of saying that if you're thinking of magical things, then you're not really grounded in reality. And that's where my conflict lies. So much of our lives are rooted in this reality that we accept and agree upon, and so much of manifestation in a way that we're practicing now lies in the fringe of our culture and our society. And it's a real conflict for me. I guess I'm kind of at a place now where I'm wondering if this grand experiment of ours is an opportunity for me to just kind of throw caution to the wind and see what happens. I mean, what's the worst that can happen if we try to manifest the new life and things that we want to be doing and living? And I don't know if I got my point across there, but it's been a conflict. And I've been trying to figure out how to struggle with it. But I think I kind of answered my question. I think we just kind of have to go all in for a time and see what happens.
As we focus on manifestation in our meditation practice, things did start to change for us. We solved the bus issues that had been plaguing us for months, and after what had felt like a very dry period, work opportunities were presenting themselves daily.
Definitely wasn't magical, and not all our problems were solved, but we were feeling good about this path we were on.
Now, what I was most excited about in this challenge was meditating in nature in different environments, because I felt like being on the beach was a real integral part in the first 30 days.
So we were excited to end our 90-day challenge in a place that's famously known for enhancing meditation. Pretty close to the end of 3 months, and this week we spent it in Sedona, Arizona, exploring the beautiful nature and the Vortex effects, and how we might incorporate that into our meditation.
We've made a video about it, so click up here if you want to watch the full video of that experience. But Sedona and meditating outside and the vortexes here have really taken our meditation to like another level, I feel like. That was pretty intense.
Maybe I just had an inspiration upflow because I wrote a song.
Like all that heaviness just be pulled down.
I think the pure, beautiful surroundings and just how you can get swept up in the vistas, the red rocks, the green lush everywhere. It just really provides a space for you to kind of let go.
I have somewhat missed the waves, but today out here, there is a creek bed. I kept thinking I heard water, and when we found the creek bed and it was totally dried up, I realized the sound I keep hearing is just the wind through the trees. And I created this soothing feeling that was akin to the way the waves would make us feel. While we were here in Sedona, we went to this talk with this neuroscientist, and it was also incredible. It's kind of helped me understand finding places in nature that are good for meditating, or at least for what my intentions are. And he had designed a labyrinth at the hotel where he was giving this talk. So we went to do the labyrinth. I didn't really understand. I thought labyrinths were kind of like mazes, but I guess they're supposed to be used as a place for contemplation. And he gave us a guide of how to actually use the labyrinth. So what I was thinking about when I went through the labyrinth was a problem that I wanted to solve. There have been a lot of questions in our heads about which way to go, and we've been trying so much in our meditations to manifest this future that we want. But there's also this other gray area where there's different options, and I'm still not sure which way we should go. And what I got out of that labyrinth contemplation time was that we are still discovering things, and we are here on this journey, and we need to let go of this idea that we have to be on this next step already. And I think that there's still more we're going to learn. There's something bigger and better for us, and I think that we gotta just be patient and keep dreaming and stay on this journey and see what we discover, and things will come to us. What we're manifesting will come to us, but we don't have that clear vision yet. And I kept turning on the labyrinth and seeing on this rock it said dream, and every time I turned away from the rock, the thoughts of like, oh no, but we need to be moving further along in our lives and buying property, and I got this thing I want to do. And then I turn around and see dream again, and it would kind of wash away. I was like, no, right now is for dreaming and just being on the journey and seeing what comes. It was hard during the challenge to see on a day-to-day basis that there was any change happening.
We didn't chart things out every day like we did in the 30-day challenge, so we didn't have any of that empirical data. But now that we're on the other side, I do see a significant change in our life, in our internal world, and in our external world, and has to be some kind of reflection.
I don't think it's realistic to think you can manifest and then you're gonna have this perfect life, and that wasn't really our mindset. There's always gonna be challenges, there's always gonna be things going wrong, but it's more about how do you handle those situations. If you've got more of a positive outlook that this is happening to me and it's not good, it's not bad, it's just happening, and how can I move on from this? And I think we had troubles during this 90-day challenge that we had to deal with, and I feel like we dealt with them really well.
So much better than we had when we had the same kind of issues a year before. And in some ways, I think our brains are even working different. We're also seeing collections of opportunities and reorganizing them in ways we hadn't thought of in the past. Now, there's been times in my past where I've manifested something like ridiculous, like an elliptical, and then one would show up in my alleyway, literally the next day. Or I wanted a giant canvas, but I didn't want to go buy it, and a friend called and said, hey, I got an extra giant canvas. Do you want it? Like, days afterwards. This felt like a deeper kind of manifestation because it wasn't just about some material object.
Yeah.
It was about a shift.
Yeah, it's more about abundance in life. And I think, what is abundance in life to you? is gonna be about what are you attracting. Do you just want to be a millionaire? Well, that's not our goal to be a millionaire, but we're looking for a lifestyle that we're trying to get to.
As we've moved through this too, it's helped us define more and more what we want to be doing in our day-to-day, which ultimately defines everything about the life you live.
Yeah, I think the manifestation really made me think, okay, what do I really want? And I think we've made a good start in our 90 days, and I think it's a practice you have to keep up to get good at it. Don't you think?
I think so.